Hello, beautiful ladies, gorgeous ladies, as I love to call you. Welcome to day 6 of The Woman Called You Do Over January. 31 days to declutter and deconstruct the mind to gain clarity. Like I always like to remind us, The Woman Called You is simply a platform where we all, are committed to inspiring change around us. But we start first by, ensuring that we experience personal growth. Like I've said to us in the last couple of days, um, there's no way you can give someone what you don't have. So before we can talk about inspiring change in our environment, we first start by ensuring that we experience at least a modicum of personal growth in our lives. So today, like I said to you yesterday, I'm kind of off the grid, but for those of you who wanted to see my big glasses, that won't be possible tonight. So today, day 6, we'll start. I think it's going to be an 8 part topic. Remember, it's 31 days and it's just day 6. So we're in no hurry. My hope is that someone who would eventually see this, because I doubt if anybody's awake watching now, would try as much as possible to revisit the other, you know, topics, or rather, should I say, the other issues, and we have kind of examined insofar as it concerns decluttering and deconstructing our minds. But we haven't yet really gotten to the nitty gritty of deconstruction. We'll get to that. Like I said, it's 31 days, and this is just day 6. So today, we are taking on the concept of self care to declutter the mind. Self care to declutter the mind. And this is just part 1. So you can imagine we have quite a lot of, areas to cover on this. And I hope that someone will take home something. So today is more like an introductory, part of this self care module, if I dare call it that. So, like people love to say, they just bandy self care, self care, self care. But there might be someone out there who just might not really understand what self care is. So I'll just quickly explain what self care is. You know, self care, my gorgeous ladies, is simply any activity that we do deliberately, intentionally, in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. And that's the truth. It seems very simple. It seems like such a pedestrian, you know, thing. And because of that, most people have often abused it. But apart from abusing it, most people just think it's not important. Most people just overlook the importance of self care. But I tell you, in an attempt to declutter our mind, I won't call it an attempt because it's a process we're going through. In the process of decluttering our minds, like I said, unlearning to relearn, and then deconstruct to reconstruct our minds. Self care, self care, the importance of self care, not just self care, good self care cannot be overemphasized. It is key to improving everything about our mind, and by the end of the day, reducing this load of anxiety. Remember what I said, and I've been reiterating it in the last couple of days. Our minds are usually running away with a lot of things. Our minds are just running, kitty kata, kitty kata. It's that song. Oh my goodness, that song that is like almost living rent free in my head. So our minds are usually running away. Sometimes we just need to get a hold of our minds. And one of the way we can get a hold of our minds and just, kind of give our mental space, some peace of mind, if I dare say so. That's some like tautology, our mental space, some peace of mind, is to kind of indulge ourselves in a hefty dose of self-care. And one thing I also like to tell people is self-care truly isn't selfish at all. Most people will make you believe that when you are indulging in self-care, you are selfish. I'm here to tell a woman today, don't believe that. Please don't believe that. You see what self-care is? It means you are paying attention to what you need. You are paying attention to what you need. It is doing what nourishes your body and your soul. I mean, every woman now and then should be able to create, do something that will create a kind of feeling of happiness, peace, and of course, balance in her life. If you can't do something that will bring a smile to your face, then you're most likely not involved or indulging in self-care. If you can't do something that just makes you exhale, like you just go, then you're not indulging in self-care. If you're not doing something that just makes you still in the midst of all the chaos that is going on around us, you're not indulging in self-care. If you are not feeling a modicum of stillness, that your mind is clear, that thing they call mindfulness. Anyway, I don't want to run ahead of myself because, like I said, this issue of self-care, we'll be taking it in steps for the next couple of days. So that is self-care. Now I want to quickly tell us what self-care is not, because some people, they mistake what self-care is. Some people tend to be very selfish, self-indulgent, and they think that's self-care. Far from it, that's not self-care at all. So what self-care is not? Let me just, that's how I want to just coin it. What self-care is not. The first thing I want us to understand is that whether we like it or not, it, irrespective of the kind of sweet sounding name we want to give it, self-care, though it's important, it is not a selfish act. It is not selfish in doing whatever we need to do that will put a smile on our face. You must be considerate of others. I mean, yes, you know what you need. Yes, you know what you need to do in order to take care of yourself. But self-care is not Machiavellian. We know what they talk about Machiavelli principle. The end justifies the means. So because I want to have some peace, I don't care whose ox is God. That is not self-care. It is not selfish at all. And one thing I want us to also understand is that, you see, when you're indulging in self-care, it is not something you force. If you have to force it, it's like when you hear, some people, they love to go to the spa. So you say, I want to go for a spa date. No, you're not feeling the spa. That's not self-care. That is not self-care at all. If you have to do anything that seems as if you're forcing yourself, my gorgeous lady, you're not indulging in self-care. So having said that, we now at least loosely we understand what self-care is, and we also understand what self-care is not. So for the next couple, I'll be taking us through different aspects of self-care that can help declutter our minds. I'm going to say anything about any of them now. I'll just list them, then I'll sign off. The first kind of self-care will be taken into consideration that will help a woman, a gorgeous lady, and have the, clarity she seeks for daily, will be emotional self-care. The second kind of self-care will be exploring, will be physical self-care. The third self-care will be social self-care. The fourth one will be spiritual self-care. The fifth one will be personal self-care. The sixth one will be financial self-care. The seventh one will be space self-care. And the eighth one will be work self-care. So my hope is that by the time we begin to experience these things, we'll begin to put a name to it, because most times we go through things without necessarily knowing what they are. So by the time I explain this in the next couple, you begin to understand whether you're already doing a little bit of this or you're in the process of doing it. So you will now make up your mind. Like I said, your mind is a deliberate act. It's intentional. In much the same way, self-care is intentional. So by the start with the first, aspect of self-care, which is emotional self-care. So, having said that, I would just want to remind a gorgeous woman, remember, your mental health is important. And in this year, it behoves on you to take, respect for your mind, your body, and your soul. And at the end of the day, you can be rest assured that if you get to a point where you experience clarity of mind, you'll be better served. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be on video tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.